harshest work environments, operating heavy machinery requires a perfect blend of mechanical power and human skill. These giant trucks, massive excavators, and super heavy transport vehicles not only require powerful engines, but also rely entirely on the operator's ability to handle complex situations. At mining and extraction sites, massive excavators with enormous buckets can scoop up tens of tons of material in just one operation. Engines with extreme power ensure that these machines maintain high performance continuously, even in harsh working conditions. Operating these machines requires exceptional skill, as the safety of the entire operation, as well as the workers in the area, depends on the precise control of the bucket and the careful navigation of the terrain. At massive mining sites, colossal excavators loom like towering steel beasts amid a sea of swirling dust and rugged rock mountains. Each mechanical arm extending from the machine is a marvel of engineering, equipped with gigantic buckets capable of scooping up tens of tons of material in a single powerful sweep. Roaring beneath their armored steel frames are ultra-high-power engines, unleashing earthquake-like strength that keeps the machines operating relentlessly for hours on end, defying the harshest conditions, from the scorching heat of rocky deserts to the relentless wear of fine dust and sludge. Every engine roar, every scoop of the bucket is a declaration of industrial might, where humanity bends the forces of the earth to its will through sheer mechanical ingenuity. Operating one of these mega excavators is akin to riding a raging beast. Although the cabins are fully enclosed and equipped with advanced technology, every bucket swing and lift demands absolute precision from the operator. There's no room for even the slightest miscalculation. One wrong decision could send the bucket veering off course, crashing into rocky slopes, or worse, endangering the lives of the workers scattered below. Amid the deafening roar of engines and the blinding clouds of dust, the operator must possess nerves of steel and the delicate touch of an artist, calculating every movement and button press as if treading along a tightrope suspended between life and death. From a distance, one can watch as these monstrous excavators slowly approach heaps of material, their buckets gaping like the greedy jaws of a mechanical predator. With a powerful thrust into the ground, tens of tons of earth, rock, and minerals are swallowed whole in mere seconds. The hidden force behind these machines lies in their massive supercharged engines, engineered to maintain peak performance throughout grueling work shifts that stretch for hours, regardless of suffocatingly harsh conditions. Yet behind their overwhelming strength is a relentless demand for operator excellence. A driver must master every mechanical nuance, react with lightning speed, and bring years of hard-earned experience to bear on every move. A skilled operator is not just a technician. They are the silent guardian of the site's safety. In treacherous forested environments, specialized vehicles for logging must navigate through muddy paths, steep slopes, and countless obstacles. The operators must have exceptional skill in balancing the vehicle, calculating the pull force, and selecting the optimal route to avoid getting stuck or tipping over. Every turn and movement requires meticulous planning to ensure safety and efficiency. Deep within the primal jungle, where thick vegetation battles for every inch of space, colossal transport trucks move like mechanical dinosaurs. Their beds are stacked high with ancient timber logs, each weighing several tons, forming a mobile fortress weaving through a sea of green. Engines roar beneath layers of mud and tangled roots as the giant wheels churn through the soft, swampy ground like steel waves. Despite the treacherous terrain, slippery slopes, sudden trenches, the machines persist, trembling with every mighty shift. Timber hauling in such conditions is not merely a contest of brute strength, it is a marathon of endurance, pitting human ingenuity and steel against the untamed force of nature. Operating a super heavy machine through the dense jungle demands unparalleled mastery and nerves of steel. Seated high in a towering cabin, the operator must scan for every hidden threat: a boulder buried under rotting leaves, a deceptive swamp ready to engulf the entire truck. Every press of the accelerator, every turn of the steering wheel must be meticulously calculated, balancing the massive timber load while avoiding treacherous traps that could lead to instant disaster. Maneuvering between tree trunks as thick as house pillars, the driver's precision rivals that of a tightrope walker. Even the slightest misjudgment could leave the machine wedged, immobilized, or worse, tip it over in the heart of the wild forest. The rumble of the super heavy machine echoes through the canopy, mingling with the calls of forest creatures and the whispering winds, crafting a raw symphony of power and wilderness. Chains as thick as a man's arm clamp down on the slick, heavy logs, keeping them secured as the truck battles across rocky streams and slippery slopes that resemble massive natural slides. Mud splashes high, tires sink deep, yet the monstrous engine continues to roar defiantly, as if challenging the forest itself. Timber transport here is not for the faint of heart. It is a relentless battle where only the bravest operators and the toughest machines survive, day after grueling day, carving paths through the wild. Transporting special cargo, such as live animals, oversized industrial equipment, or heavy materials, requires trucks with immense towing power and advanced suspension systems to ensure stability. Drivers must handle unexpected situations, from bad weather to dangerous inclines, while ensuring the safety of sensitive and high-value cargo. The ability to respond quickly to challenges on the road is critical. Across vast highways stretching into the horizon, convoys transporting ultra-heavy and oversized cargo move like mobile trains, slowly advancing under the wide-open sky. Each colossal load, whether it's a giant generator frame weighing hundreds of tons, a wind turbine blade longer than a lightning rod, or even a segment of an offshore drilling rig, is secured tightly onto massive multi-axle trailers, some stretching dozens of meters long. The roar of the prime mover's engine cuts through the hot, heavy air as it hauls the enormous cargo over steep grades, narrow bridges, and hairpin turns that seem to defy the laws of physics. Such journeys demand not only brute mechanical strength, but also flawless coordination between the driver, the escort teams, and the technical staff to ensure absolute safety with every meter traveled. Large construction projects, especially major infrastructure works, demand machines that can level ground, drill piles, and transport large volumes of earth and rock at high capacity. Operating these machines requires not only technical knowledge, but also the ability to respond swiftly to risks such as ground subsidence, landslides, or mechanical breakdowns. A small mistake can halt a major project. On colossal construction sites, where major infrastructure projects are shaping the nation's future, massive machines such as bulldozers, deep drilling rigs, and heavy-duty earth haulers work relentlessly day and night. The operating demands here are not only immense, but must also be flawlessly consistent, as even a minute of downtime can jeopardize projects worth billions. Operating these steel beasts requires technicians who possess not only deep technical mastery, but also lightning-fast reflexes to react to dangers like sudden ground subsidence, landslides, or unexpected mechanical failures. Every control decision, every fine-tuned adjustment carries a heavy burden, safeguarding progress, ensuring safety, and ultimately determining the success or failure of projects of national significance. When mega projects like highways, seaports, or metro lines costing tens of billions are underway, high-powered machinery enters the battlefield. Heavy-duty bulldozers, deep foundation drilling machines, and massive earth-hauling trucks operate in a rhythm as taut as a stretched wire. Operators must not only master complex mechanical techniques, but also stay constantly alert to lurking dangers. The ground beneath a machine can give way without warning. A seemingly stable slope can collapse in an instant. A single second of distraction can overturn a machine, open a sinkhole, or trigger a chain of accidents that paralyze the entire site. In this environment, skill and composure are not advantages. They are absolute necessities for survival and success. Transporting heavy loads like molten slag from smelting furnaces, raw timber in forestry, or oil rigs across deserts requires vehicles with powerful engines and efficient cooling systems. Drivers must master control of these vehicles in extreme heat, on unstable roads, and over long distances. Every kilometer traveled tests the driver's patience and sharpness. From gray, ash-laden mining sites to dense forests littered with felled timber, and on to the deserts and frozen tundras where oil is extracted, the journey of transporting raw materials faces relentless environmental challenges. Hauling ash demands fleets of heavy-duty trucks capable of navigating muddy, slippery, and dust-choked terrain. Transporting timber requires extraordinary durability and balance to maneuver treacherous mountain roads, slick with sudden rainforest downpours. Moving crude oil is even more demanding, with absolute safety required under highly flammable conditions, sometimes at sub-zero temperatures or under the scorching desert sun. Every shipment is not just a trial for machinery, but a profound test of human endurance and determination. Transporting ash, timber, and oil through extreme environments demands tightly coordinated operations, combining advanced transport technologies with strict adherence to safety protocols. For ash, specialized vehicles must be equipped to handle heavy loads and operate continuously on unstable, rugged terrain. Timber transport requires secure cargo fastening, careful weight balancing, and precise handling on slippery, uneven roads. Oil transportation necessitates specially designed tanks resistant to pressure and temperature fluctuations, along with advanced leak detection systems to ensure maximum safety. In every scenario, both machinery and human operators must undergo rigorous training to be prepared for any potential emergencies that may arise. Amid blinding snowstorms, oil tankers push forward toward their destinations, even when visibility shrinks to just a few meters. On muddy, red clay roads, ash-laden trucks struggle with wheels sinking deep into the ground, each bogging incident a battle testing both driver and machine. In dark, dense forests, timber haulers crawl along steep, perilous tracks where a single slip could send tons of wood crashing down. Transporting in the harshest conditions is not for the faint-hearted. It belongs to the resolute few, those who face danger every hour, every minute, to ensure the vital flow of materials continues, feeding construction sites, powering factories, and sustaining cities. The skill required to operate heavy machinery is not only about technical know-how, it is also an art of balancing strength with precision. The operators behind the wheels or levers of these steel giants are unsung heroes, playing an essential role in keeping critical industries around the world running smoothly and efficiently.